Hello, my name is Ariz, and now I want to tell you about all of the main groups of animals in the animal kingdom. The first group of animals that are mammals. You probably have heard of them. They're the warm, fuzzy animals that some of them you want to keep as pets, some are in the zoo. But all the mammals that have one thing in common. They do, and only a few of them, called monotremes, lay eggs. Monotremes there are only a few of them: the spiny anteater and the platypus, the duck-billed platypus. And they are the only animals that lay eggs, but they're still classified as mammals because they have their mammary glands, and those glands they feed their babies with milk. That's all. That's the main characteristic of a mammal. The next group of mammals are marsupials. They're the mammals that carry the babies in a pouch. Like for you're probably familiar with the name kangaroo, or probably wombat or possum. So those are all of those. And you also have seen their pouches probably. So that's just how they can be classified, because there are marsupials. Some they carry them in their belly, or there are pouches. Some some of them are also carnivores, like a Tasmanian devil. So there's also another thing that all the mammals share in common. They also have all of them are warm-blooded, which means it doesn't mean that they can actually keep their blood is warm. No. It means that they can make their own temperature. The more they eat, the more they can keep themselves warm. You see, they burn fuel. They burn the food that they eat as fuel in their cells, but no flames. This is burned. So that releases heat, and that heat what makes warm-blooded animals warm. That's also another thing. So I think since we've talked about warm-blooded, I bet you think the other type is called cold-blooded. Yes, that's correct. So all the other ones, they are invertebrates. They don't, and they're so I as I forgot to mention, the mammals, they also have bones, all of them. It's not like they don't have bones, all of them. Humans, everything. But invertebrates, we are vertebrates. Also, because we are vertebra, those are vertebrate. Those are just a type of bones in our those in our neck or something, and in invertebrates they don't have bones. They only have probably just they just don't, and so instead of bones they have shells. So one of the groups is called mollusks. And so mollusks, they usually have something like tentacles, and their shells can be either outside or usually it can also be inside. Octopus and squid, for example, their nervous system is very well developed, because it's true that octopuses are clever and smart, and that's how I can differentiate mollusks. So the next group can be annelids. If you ever seen a earthworm in your garden, then you should not kill it. Some annelids are useful to us, but some are parasites, like roundworms and leeches. Leeches are not round. Some roundworms, they live in our body and cause diseases. So, but leeches, the leeches, they suck blood. But earthworm is also an annelid, and that it's all of the annelids. They are segmented worms. The roundworms are not much segmented like that. Like if you ever seen an earthworm, if you at least a drawing of an earthworm, you see those are lines. Those lines that you see in mostly in pictures of earthworms those are segments. And so that's how the worms. Some worms live on land, and some but most of them can also live in some can also live in water. and next, crustaceans. Have you ever seen a crab on the beach? The crab that you see mostly, those are also crustaceans, like krill, shrimp, crayfish, lobsters. Some of them can be eaten. Crustaceans are also known for an exoskeleton. An exoskeleton is like a skeleton, only that it's on the outside. And imagine your bones being. It's like they have bones, but only that they're wearing their bones like clothes. And inside they're just organs and blood, and on the top and also all the animals, these crustaceans and all the other invertebrates that have exoskeletons. It also means that they can also molt it. Molting is like pulling fingers out of a glove. When it's because they have to outgrow their new skeletons, because it's not like so their exoskeletons are much different from ours. They're so what happens when they get too much cramped? Then they just create some sort of opening, then just push themselves up, just some like a crack almost, and then just to pull them out, and the molting, and when they leave their skin wherever it was, then a new shell, new exoskeleton grows back and grows healthier and stronger, just like the other one. So, and the process begins again. Even some reptiles, they are but they also have skeletons. They're vertebrates, but they have scales, and they're cold-blooded. Cold-blooded means that they can't generate their own energy, no matter how much they eat. They can't generate their own heat. So what does it do to keep warm or cold? So to keep warm, they go to a cold place. To keep themselves warm, they go to a place where it's warm.
Ice cream.
And birds, they're mostly recognized with their feathers, and also for the ability of flight. Birds also lay hard-shelled eggs, which is also another characteristic of them. And birds are also recognized by their beaks. Their beaks are modified to anyway. It's like an eagle. If it has beaks shaped like hooks, that it means their beak is specialized for eating meat. And some beaks are specialized for eating grain or sucking juice or anything else. And there was also another one called echinoderms. These are a group of animals that are very well known, like starfish and sea urchins. All of them live in the sea, and also sea cucumbers. And the sea cucumber only looks just like a fat sausage with feathers. And echinoderm literally means spiky skin. And starfishes are spiky, and sea urchins, you should never touch them. They're really spiny. So it's very hard to get the section of a sea urchin. You have to cut it open for that, but you can't do that. It has to be put back in the water, and that's all. And also there's a group of animals called insects. Insects, you're probably very familiar with them: cockroaches, flies, mosquitoes, anything. Some insects are parasites, which means they either suck on your blood or make you're sick, or they reproduce inside you. And so but some insects are very useful to an environment, like ladybugs. Well, you're really familiar with them, you said. And also they also have an exoskeleton. They also shed. Maybe if you look hard enough, someday you'll find a shedded skeleton of a wasp or anything else. I mean, I found one once. And so it may look like as if you found a dead insect, but you haven't. It's just a molten skeleton. And some insects live on, or they can also dive in water, like water spiders. But no. And also arachnids. Insects are six-legged, and some of them are very useful. Because some are just eat our crops like aphids. They suck up the juice of insects, and which means they're actually destroying the crop. So some insects can come in handy. And how can I say, ladybugs, they eat up the pest insects. Some insects are carnivores, some are herbivores. Herbivores means they eat plants, carnivores means they eat meat. And omnivores means they eat both things. And also, the last group that I want to tell you about is amphibians. Amphibians are like frogs and toads. Like, you're very familiar with them. Salamanders also. They're amphibian means double life. Really, it means they can live on land and in water. In water, they breathe through their skin, and on land, they breathe through their lungs. That's how. So most of them can. Some of them can develop gills, and they also use. Some of them lay eggs, but amphibians' eggs, they're surrounded by some sort of jelly-like structure, and inside, when the eggs hatch, tadpoles come out. They just, at the start, they only have a head and a little tail. Then they grow their legs and they jump out and become to what they're supposed to be. So that's all. That's all for now. Goodbye.